Ladies and gents, episode 16, Shoe Booty Sports, coming at you live Tuesday night, 9:04 p.m. Central Time, February 15th, 2022. This is your host, Graham Zachary Powell. This is Bradley Dwayne Brown, co-host.
Full names.
Yep, full names once more.
Next
And here,
episode, you get our social security.
maybe my driver's license number. Although I got to redo my tags, apparently. I got pulled over yesterday. Tags expired. They expired in November. I didn't realize this. I thought I'd already paid for it, but apparently I didn't. I was like, I think the sticker it just fell off or something. He's like, no, it's you're not in our system. Like it's expired in our system. I was like, oh, you might want to double check,
You should just blame it on COVID. I said I had COVID.
I should have, but instead I handed him. I pulled the registration out of my glove compartment and handed it to him, and it was from 2019. And as he was checking that, I looked in. I was like, "Oh, well, this one says 2021. So which one did I hand him?" And he comes back and I was like, "Is that the current one?" He's like, "No, that's from 2019." I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, this one's from 2021. I'll work on that. I got to go to Texarkana this weekend, so I should probably, you know, get that taken care of beforehand. Because if a Cabot cop pulls me over, then I'm probably in trouble because they don't really pull people over for much. But anyway, Shoe Booty Sports, ladies and gentlemen, episode 16. Shoe Booty Sports is presented by Rhino Races. Rhino Races is a virtual race series that offers 5 different races: a 5K, a 10K, a half marathon, a marathon, and a unique challenge called the Rhino Ultra, which is 10 half marathons within 10 weeks upon signing up. How it works is you pick a race on the website, register, run it at your convenience, except for the Rhino Ultra. That one has some different rules, but you sign up, pick your race, run it, track it with your fitness app or fitness device, submit your results there on the website, and receive your award by mail. Visit rhinoraces.com for details. Also, check out their merchandise, t-shirts, wristbands, etc., decals, and also Shoe Booty Sports. You can find us on Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts, and subscribe to the YouTube channel here. Just click the subscribe button. That helps us out a lot. And you can also follow us on Twitter at Shoe Booty Sports, all lowercase letters. So here we go. We don't have football anymore for about 5 months. Well, unless you count the USFL. We'll see how long that lasts, but
it'll be good for that first game and a half.
Possibly. Maybe. Couple quarters, maybe. We'll see how it goes. But the Super Bowl was a couple of days ago. Yeah, it was a heck of a game. Pretty slow to start, but then again, it was kind of what I expected. What are your thoughts on it, Brad?
Yeah, it's kind of what I expected. Kind of thought, the game was a little bit closer than. Well, yeah, the game was definitely closer than what I thought it'd be at halftime. Figured Cincinnati be down by, double digits just so they can make their comeback that much better. But
yeah, they made a habit of that. Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good game. Officiating was pretty good, except for the terrible non-call face mask, and then the makeup call on the final drive.
Yeah, that was how I saw it. It was a heck of a game. I originally said Rams 27-24, I believe it was. I believe that was my pick. Cough button. And don't so 23-20. Yeah, that's my cough button. I've got the sound card like upside down. It's the only way it fits on the thing, and it's just I can't do that. But anyway, yes, it was but I mean, it was hard to see from our angle, watching on TV. I was cheering. I was like, heck yeah, I was rooting for the Bengals, but then you see the replay, like, yeah, it's a pretty bad miss. That's clear. I was wondering how he got that open on Ramsey.
I was too, because I was like, holy crap. And then I seen the replays, like, wait, that was on Ramsey? And yeah, I guess at that point in time, I looked back down at my nachos to not see the face mask.
Yeah, I realized it was Ramsey live. And that because I was like, well, how did he get that open on Ramsey? And then I saw the replay. I was like, that's how he got that open on Ramsey. So they clearly missed that. And of course, the penalty at the end of the game, I thought it was an atrocious call. it was. I've heard a lot of people defending it, saying, "Well, they're just gonna. I mean, they're gonna call that at the end of games. They're gonna tighten it up. If you're touching the guy, etc., the refs are gonna call that every time. They're gonna throw the flag. They were letting them play all game,
Agreed.
and
As they
now
should. It's this freaking Super Bowl.
yeah, and now you're gonna throw a ticky tack flag. Well, you throw a flag on a ticky tack play like that, which I wouldn't have called it regardless. I didn't think it was interference, and
No.
it was a bad call. It was a call that decided the game. I mean, it decided the game because I believe the Rams would have had fourth down. I believe it would have been fourth down after
Oh,
that. Instead, it's first and goal inside the 5. Uh, or yeah, inside the 5. So it was essentially over after that. But I know the Bengals tried to do something with that last drive. And
dude,
did you see how open Jamar was on the last
what,
play of the game?
I seen the tweet. Was that for real? Was
That
that
was
for
for
real? How
real.
open he was?
No, that was for real.
I mean,
Ramsey fell.
it's all. I mean, it's great, dude. But I mean, Burrow was getting swarmed.
It doesn't matter if you're on your back. It doesn't matter how open you are if you're on your back. Because I mean, Aaron Donald was right. I mean, that play they had no
Hell,
chance.
P. Ryan about had a chance. I mean, he should have had the chance. I think he was just shocked that the ball actually made it out of Burrow's hands. But it looked.
Yeah,
I want to
because
see another. I want to see a replay of a different angle because it looks like he had a shot at catching that ball. Right?
I thought that too. I thought that. I mean, he would have had to have known like this is going to be. He probably already kind of gave up on it when he
Oh
saw
yeah.
that he was going down. And that's what it looked like to me. He was already letting up. But yeah, had he like kept trying and maybe dove for it or something, he might have had a shot at it. But I thought that too. I thought, well, I mean, he probably had a shot at that. But I feel like you kind of have to know that's coming to really have a shot to dive after it.
True.
Being a former receiver back in the day and having to catch some interesting passes, I kind of know what that's like. If you think the
Interesting.
play's
Yeah.
over, if you think the play's over, you let up a little bit. But I was wondering why he was in the game anyway. Why was Mixon not the one carrying the ball on third down?
I don't know, man. Give them a different personnel package. Make the defense think a different way. Who knows?
Mixon played a hell of a game though.
Oh yeah, for sure. For
Throws a
sure.
touchdown, had about 80 yards rushing or so, I believe it was. I just didn't understand why he wasn't the one with the ball on third down. He might have been. I don't know that anybody can break away from Aaron Donald, but he might have been able to break that Aaron Donald arm tackle that P. Ryan couldn't. I don't know. I didn't understand why Mixon wasn't in the game there at the end. Even on 4th and 1, or it was 4th and 1. Why is Mixon not in there?
Yeah.
If anything, to give him a look that this guy might run the ball. Even so, I don't know. I don't understand. Also, being in the gun, I don't even know that you should necessarily need to be in the gun on 4th and 1.
I'm never a fan. I've never been a fan of being in the gun on hell, even 3rd and 1. I mean, well, I guess it depends on where you're at on the field if you're doing it on 3rd and 1, but especially 4th and 1. And man, especially if you do the whole LSU shit and toss it 5 yards backwards, like dear God. But
Or the
then again, they
handoff
had Leonard
toss.
Fournette. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a little different
but
there. But I mean, yeah, if anything, make them think about the run, and you don't do that on 4th and 1 when you're in the gun. You can just drop back cover and then just bull rush the passer, which Aaron Donald does better than anybody in the world, maybe ever.
yeah,
But I don't know the Bengals have, they have a lot to be proud of. I feel like most teams that lose the Super Bowl usually have like a hangover and aren't as successful in the next several years or ever again. But I feel like the Bengals will be back. It's going to be hard in the AFC, but I have said on here that Joe Burrow will win multiple Super Bowls with the Bengals. I stick by that. I think he's that good. I know he's in the AFC.
He was this damn close to pulling it out the other night. So yeah,
I
I'm a
know he's
believer.
in the AFC. I know Josh Allen with the Bills. I know Patrick Mahomes is there. I don't care. I think Joe Burrow can win not one, but 2 Super Bowls in Cincinnati. But Cincinnati's got a lot of work to do. They do have $60 million they can spend, unlike the Rams, who have minus $8 million coming into this season
Yeah,
and a lot of free agents.
yeah.
The Bengals still have Jamar and Burrow, their 2 best offensive players, on rookie contracts for another several years. So go out, get some linemen, get another
Please.
Von Miller. Von Miller is a free agent. Go get you another pass rusher.
Yeah.
I saw Carson Palmer suggest this, and he knows a little bit about Cincinnati football. But yeah,
How crazy would that be if Vaughn goes and helps the team that he beat in the Super Bowl win a Super Bowl?
it's not that unheard of.
But it'd be add to his story.
Because Anquan Bolden did the same thing, right? Didn't he go from somebody went from the 49ers to the Ravens or vice versa. I think it was Bolden after that Super Bowl. But
no.
Deion Sanders, that one comes to mind. Not the 2 different teams in the Super Bowl, but he went from was it the 49ers to the Cowboys or vice versa?
Got it right, yeah. 49ers to Cowboys.
I can't remember. I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah.
Because I thought he won it when it was 95 when Steve Young was the quarterback. I can't remember, but either way, Deion won 3, I think. I think a couple with the Cowboys and one with San Francisco. I think that's what I think he went from Dallas to the 49ers. I'm going to have to look that up after this.
I thought it was the other way, but
you could be right. Now T.O. went from the 49ers to the Cowboys, but he didn't win anything.
no, that might be who I'm thinking. No. Man.
Yeah, I feel like we should research.
Now you got me freaking confused.
I feel like we should research this real quick. I think it was the Cowboys to the 49ers.
Whoa.
While I'm looking this up, tell us what was with the craziness at the Waste Management Open or whatever it was in golf.
The craziness, talking about the no, it might have been 3 holes in one.
I feel like you should know exactly what I'm talking
3
about.
holes in one.
Just the absolute insanity celebrations and
dude, that's they reenacted Tiger's hole in one. Yeah. Throw all your $10 beers all over the hole number 16, and it only took the Waste Management crew 2 minutes for their desert rain delay, as they called it. But yeah, that course held up pretty nice. I think there was only one putt towards the end that might have had a little bit of a wobble on the green from maybe a beer can hitting the green, but that was about the only bad thing that happened from the celebrations. But hell, you had, like I said, I think it was three aces on that hole over the weekend, which is pretty wild.
Well, this is,
or maybe it was, no, I think it was just 2, but yeah, it was almost 3. But still, pretty wild stuff.
I type in Deion Sanders stats football and it takes me to his baseball stats.
Thanks, Google.
Yeah. Okay. It looks like you were right. Yeah, he played a season in San Francisco. And then he went to Dallas. So yeah, that's right, because I guess they won it in 94. I thought it was 95. But Well, technically it was 95 because it was that February or whatever. So yeah, wins it in San Francisco and then turns around and wins it with Dallas the following year, I believe. So okay, cool. All right. Well, there you go, Dion. So
Dion,
looks like
man.
2 for Dion. But anyway, yeah. Well, okay, first of all, who's more likely to get back, the Rams or the Bengals?
Man, I'd say with all the free agency and everything else, considering and the age of their 2-star rushers, I would have to lean with the Bengals over the Rams, right? I mean, because you think the Bengals are going to fix their issues with offensive line with
You
the
would
draft
think,
this year
but
and next year, and they've got their offensive weapons in place, and surely they can solve their defensive woes in free agency as well. But I don't know. I figured, just just because they have more cap, they're probably in better shape than the Rams are.
I don't know how much faith I have in Cincinnati doing what they need to do. History has shown that they don't do those type of things, that they're content with where they're at. Now,
Hey,
they
they
don't sure
drafted
if
a
that
kicker, man.
they don't
Drafted a
sure if
kicker.
that offensive line you're going to have Andrew Luck 2.0. You're going to have
You're gonna be seeing Brandon Allen next year.
yeah, I mean you're going to have Joe Burrow having a significantly shorter career,
Yeah.
which would be an absolute shame. Do not pull an Indianapolis Colts and take care of a Hall of Fame quarterback, potential Hall of Fame quarterback, which is what Andrew Luck would have been had he been healthy enough to stick around. But because that's what Burrow can be.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know how much faith I have in Cincinnati that they're going to do these things. I think they got the right coach. But as far as front office, I mean, yeah, they were smart to go pick up Jamar Chase. And I mean, they made some good moves. That defensive line, I mean, was stout, in the Super Bowl. Rams couldn't run the ball at all on them.
No.
They made plays. You can still afford to go get another pass rusher. Like I said, like a Von Miller or somebody like that. I mean, there are
Mm-hmm.
plenty out there. Chandler Jones, I believe, is a free agent. So looking at something like that, you got $60 million to spend, but either way, you need some linemen. That needs to be priority number one. Most teams are built from the inside out. Sure up the like it's like the Cowboys did. They ended up getting the best offensive line in the league through the draft, through free agency, and then built out. Got Zeke, got Dak, got some receivers, but they built from inside out. That's how most teams try to do it. The Bengals are the other way around. They've got 2 studs at receiver, 1 absolute stud there in Jamar Chase. You got a franchise quarterback, but you don't have a way to protect him. So the Bengals have built it the opposite way, and they need to shore up that offensive line. They need to go get 2 linemen right off the bat. And heck,
Yep.
I mean, spend your draft pick on. I'd be cool. I said this about the Colts when Luck was still there. I said they need to draft nothing but linemen. Just spend every draft pick on a lineman. And the
Has anyone ever
Bengals,
done that?
no, but Colts needed to. They should have. And I was not joking. Like I was like, spend every pick you have on linemen, and then go spend all your money on linemen. Like whatever you got to do to protect your franchise quarterback, do it. And they just didn't. They never did. I just hope the Bengals don't make that mistake. Um, so yeah, go get at least 2 linemen in free agency. Get some in the draft. I mean, sure up that just atrociousness that you have up front. And it went like I thought it would. The Super Bowl went like I thought it would. A poor offensive line going up against the best, probably front 7
Going
in
up against a
football.
nightmare.
And arguably, I mean, Aaron Donald is as good of a defensive player as there's ever been.
Yeah.
It's, you might, I mean, you got like Lawrence Taylor, and then and then usually everybody else. But Aaron Donald's not far behind. I mean, he is an absolute just
Reggie
monster.
White.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but to me, it's you got LT, and then you've got that next tier of people. Yeah, Reggie White is in that conversation.
Man, Hollywood had 21 sacks and how many games? Like 15. Some shit.
I don't remember what it was. I mean, Reggie White was amazing. He was great, but I think Aaron Donald's as good as he was.
So, did you see the tweets about him maybe hanging it up, retiring on top?
I don't buy that.
I don't buy it either, dude. He's too all in, man, and he's at the prime.
He's too
No,
competitive.
he's a beast.
This is what he's doing. He's like the 13th. I mean, he's not even in the top 5 as far as what he's getting paid per year for his position. You know what he's doing? He's saying, if I maybe redo my contract, or I
But
could go retire.
well, yeah, but
And Sean McVay's doing the same thing. He's not going to retire. He's younger than us. I mean,
I'm
he's
sure.
not going anywhere. He's just wanting, because it wasn't easy for him to get his last contract. Him and
No,
Aaron Donald are both saying pay us, and I don't blame them. It's a good power move. You just won the Super Bowl. I don't blame them for doing that. They're not retiring. They want
but how are
to
they
get
going to pay
paid.
him?
I mean, there's a lot of free agents on that team. That's just I mean, they'll figure it out.
Oh yeah, they'll figure it out. But
I mean, there are people that can figure it out. McVay doesn't take up cap space. You can pay him, but obviously Aaron Donald is the priority. And if he's even being serious, if I'm Sean McVay, I'm going up to him and saying, "Okay, what do you want? Like, no contact practices, like on certain, what do you want? I'll give it to you." Like, I mean, it's Aaron Donald. He's earned that right. 3-time defensive player of the year. He could have arguably been the Super Bowl MVP. But he had a pretty I mean, I won't stat he wasn't
low-key
that
stat game.
impactful. He wasn't
Yeah.
that impactful just in general until the end of the game. And to me, I'll ask you first, where did you see the game just turn? I feel like it was pretty obvious in the Rams' favor.
In the Rams' favor, shit.
Well, I'll go
Pass
ahead and tell
interference call.
you. Well, to me, things changed when Aaron Donald shoved Burrow, to the sideline, and the Bengals players came after Donald, and it like fired Aaron Donald up.
I remember
And
that. Yeah.
to me, things changed after that. You saw a different Aaron Donald after that, and it was a legal hit.
Oh yeah, perfectly legal.
Yeah,
Inbounds.
it was a legal hit. But I will say this: I said it at the time. I was like, I don't blame the Bengals offensive lineman for going over there and doing that, because it's like, even if you're in the right, that's still my quarterback, and I'm gonna bow up on you. I was okay with them doing that. It's like when a baseball manager argues with the ump over a close call that he probably knows is the right call, but he's still going to go out there and be a manager. I just call it firing up your team. If you see your guys sticking up for you, whether it's your teammate or your coach, that's going to light a fire under you too. Although
how many
it had
how
the
many
reverse
times have we seen
effect.
it?
Yeah, although the reverse effect lifted a fire under Aaron Donald, so that backfired. I don't think the Bengals were doing that consciously. I don't
No.
think they were saying, "Hey, we're going to, light a fire under." Of course, they weren't doing that. They were just going to stick up for the quarterback. But it was it was a legal hit, and it turned out to be probably not the best idea. Picking on a guy that you can't beat up. So
Yeah, as Vic say, there's a lot better people out there to be picking on than Mr. Darnold.
yeah,
But yeah, how many times have we seen it before? A coach, especially in college, coach in baseball, basketball, they get tossed, whenever they're down. team gets fired up, ends up coming back and winning the game.
Yeah, and you see it at every level. You see it at the high school level a lot, even too.
Oh yeah,
So,
but nobody's paying attention to high school ball.
I mean, yeah, I did when I was a reporter, but that's because I got paid to. But yeah, that's what I thought of when I thought of that. Like a baseball coach did that when his team was losing. They still lost the game, but he went out there and just got into it with just screaming at each other, and then gets tossed, and then he looks at his team as he's going out, and then just like does a couple claps, and you could tell it fired him up. So I was like, I know why he did that. He did it, to light a fire under his crew. But
it's like, yeah, if only it was the manager who did the grenade and stole what he do. Still first base and threw a grenade or something like that. Or acted like he was throwing a grenade. Dude, that was awesome.
Yeah,
did the whole army crawl and all that stuff.
It was the minor league coach. Yeah. Did the army crawl. Yeah. No, he took the sandbag. Yeah. And threw it like it was a grenade.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it was, that
classic.
That was fantastic.
Yeah. And seen it, look it up.
I never answered who I thought had a easier path back to the Super Bowl. I think the Rams have the easier path just because they're in the NFC. I think it's just going to be too difficult. It's harder to get there if you're in the AFC. You got to go through the Bills. You got to go through the Chiefs. I think they can do it. I think that they can do it. They've shown that they can beat the Chiefs. They beat them. I mean, they're 2-0 against them this past year, I believe. This season, I don't like the matchup with the Bills or the way they match up with the Bills, but I didn't like the way they matched up with the Chiefs either. And we see how that turned out. So,
I mean, hell, you still got the Titans too.
Yeah, I mean it's you got the Titans,
dude. It's
a tough conference.
Because
And
I was, because that's what shocked. Probably their victory that shocked me the most was them beating the Titans. I was like, holy crap, where Cincinnati came to play.
Yeah, I wasn't that shocked that they beat the Titans, but I was surprised they beat the Chiefs again.
Well, yeah, everybody was surprised to beat the Chiefs, but I was just shocked they beat the Titans for sure, for real, man. Like,
yeah, but it was but I think the Rams have an easier path just because it's easier in the NFC to do so. And you got Stafford, you got Kupp, you got a terrific young coach. Donald's going to come back. I mean, they're still going to have playmakers no matter what. That 94 who you can't run, that refrigerator out there that you can't run the ball on whenever he's in the game. You got, I believe, Ramsey's coming back. I mean, it's just going to, I mean, the Rams are going to be good, but they got a tough division too. I mean, the 49ers are going to be good. They're going to be better. They could potentially be better with Trey Lance. But I did see something about is Tom Brady trying to work his way to San Francisco. I don't buy it. I don't buy it, but it was just an interesting take.
Oh yeah, it'd be crazy. But yeah, I don't think it's happening.
All right, so there was a halftime show that got a lot of buzz this year. What did you think of the halftime show? Eminem, Dre, Snoop, 50.
Oh yeah, I mean, I liked it. I mean, other than what 50 had his mic problem when he's hanging upside down. The only thing I didn't like about it is like they had Eminem singing his hit song from like 20 years ago, like for like only 15 seconds. And I was like, that's it. Like everybody else pretty much got to showcase 2 songs, well, except for 50, and Eminem gets to showcase that Lose Yourself. I mean,
well, you know how Eminem looks at Dre. I mean, he's like, that's my mentor. I think he's just gonna let Dre kind of run it.
but
I thought it was a terrific halftime show. Yes, I'm with you that I would have liked to have seen more of it. Like when it ended, I was like, I would have liked to have seen more.
I wanted more, yeah.
But I thought everybody did a good job. It was but getting on like my Facebook and Twitter and seeing everybody being like greatest halftime show ever, I'm like, y'all obviously didn't see Prince. Like y'all didn't see Prince. Prince was
that's the easy one, dude. Yeah, it's Prince.
Prince is hands down number one, and it's not even close to me.
Followed
Prince by himself
very closely by Creed.
Did Creed play the Super Bowl halftime
I don't
show?
know. They
No, they
played
just played a
no. That was
Cowboys.
yeah. That was just
Yeah.
I was just being funny. Nobody likes
Okay.
Creed.
And I saw them twice in concert.
I seen him once in concert,
I
and
mean,
it
what else
was
were we
I
gonna
didn't
do
want to go
growing
see
up?
it. Well, I didn't want to go see it, but
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you. But it was yeah, I mean, it was good. It was a great halftime show, but it wasn't the best ever. I mean, Prince was the best ever.
true.
And I thought of this. I'd actually tweeted out, I think I was like best halftime show since Prince, but then I thought about it. I was like, I don't think they were better than Gaga was. I thought Lady Gaga killed it the year the Eagles won it.
Yeah, I mean, hell, the Weekend killed it too.
Yeah, yeah, he did.
I mean, hell, that was, I mean, production wise, yeah, I think the Weekends was a little bit better. Just he had all the mirrors and everything else. But I mean, they had the lowriders and all kinds of crap. They went big on this one. I just didn't like like you said, you wanted to see more, but something was up with the audio, like, or maybe the speakers at my buddy's house were just off, but
Yeah, I didn't
nothing
notice
was just
anything.
matching up, man. Like,
I didn't
yeah,
notice anything with the audio. It yeah, it came off fine on my end. But okay, like what's your like top 3 or 4? Because I tried to think of a top 5 and I can't think of what 5
dude,
of them would be.
I can't give you five. I mean,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
can't either.
Prince for sure.
Prince is
Uh,
hands down number 1.
yeah.
He sang
Who?
Purple Rain in the Rain,
Yeah.
like, and just shredded the absolute
And
piss out of that guitar.
I'll say I mean, the other ones that we've mentioned, Gaga, The Weekend, and of course this year's. I mean, and then you've got to throw in Janet Jackson just because that's what got all this crap started. You
Yeah.
know, what
I'm
are
gonna
they gonna
throw
do? Yeah.
I'm gonna throw in Michael before I'll throw in Janet. Just because that's the
Oh
I mean
well,
that
I forgot about Michael Jackson. But yeah,
yeah, he was kind of a big deal, you
he is
know.
kind of a big deal. He had a couple of good songs
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, 1 or 2. Um when the fans blow on him went on black on
Dude.
whatever part of Black or White. I mean that just hits different.
Yeah,
But
I mean, yeah. I
Michael
probably should have thought
Jackson
about
Michael
that
Jackson
question
was
before we
great.
start talking, but yeah.
Yeah, Michael Jackson was great. Wasn't better than Prince. Prince was by far number 1. But I don't know who I would rank above that. I would probably say ugh, I'd probably say Michael Jackson, then I'll say Gaga.
Did the Chili Peppers ever have they done one?
I think they did. I didn't care much for it.
Yeah,
I mean, it wasn't bad, but I wasn't like
no.
impressed. I mean, it's the Chili Peppers. I mean, they're a cool like jam band, but I mean, it's not like Anthony Kiedis is.
You're gonna call
Now, I have no
Chili
musical.
Peppers a jam band?
Yes, I mean they essentially. Well, they're not a jam band, but it was. I don't know. What am I trying to? Anthony
Stop.
Kiedis isn't going to blow me away with his vocal talent. Is essentially
No.
what I'm getting at. I mean, I like him. I wouldn't want anybody
Still,
else to be there.
still one of the best shows I've ever been to, but
Yeah, they're terrific, but it's.
I
I mean,
agree. Yeah, they're not gonna do anything that's gonna blow you out of the water for a halftime show. I
yeah.
mean,
I mean, yeah. Gaga was a freaking. I mean,
she
she's the
came
queen of
down from the
she's the
rafters,
queen of
right?
freaking pop, and she shows you why. I mean, she is just an absolute rock star up there.
Yeah,
I mean, a showman.
show
Michael
woman.
Jackson was a showman. Prince is Prince. Like I don't. He's just, he's Prince.
That's that dude is just Prince, man.
No, there's no other way. That that dude could put on freaking mascara and like wear it better than your girl does. It's just. I mean, it's just he's Prince. He can do that. So definitely Prince number 1. I'll say Michael Jackson 2. I'll throw Gaga in there at 3. as far as the best I've seen. But yeah, as far as like 4 and stuff, I don't know. But I'll give you my 3. I saw some list out there and I was like, those are trash lists. I was like, like Prince was at 5 on like Stephen A. Smith. He had like Beyonce up there twice. And I was like, no. I
No.
was like, no, Prince was by far better than any of them. Bruno did do a good job that year, but I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't throw him up there. But anyway, I did see a lot of people saying that like they should do like Shania Twain next year and just like started off with the Let's Go Girls, and then probably the roof would blow off of the, even though they'll probably be playing outdoors or something. But I was like, yeah, I could probably get behind that. Shania was
Probably
she
ain't
was
got
amazing.
Garth.
They would probably bring him on too or something.
Yeah.
I feel like you'd have to throw Reba in there too. Did you know Reba came to or played at
Yeah,
Little Rock?
I was gonna say, man, my parents went.
Did
My
they
sister,
really?
my sister and brother-in-law got them tickets for Christmas.
Yeah. See, I ended up working that Saturday because I missed the previous 2 days of work because of the ice storm. And they said, "Do you want to help with transport?" And it gave me an excuse to go in and like do my job because I was like, if I don't do my job, it's Monday's going to be hell for me. So yeah, so I went to like I went to several hospitals that day to go pick patients up, and like a couple of the nurses were like, "Yeah, I get off at 4. I'm gonna go see Reba." And I'm like, "Oh, Reba's playing tonight." So, and then you know you saw I saw all the white girls like Facebook post, you know, like going hard for Reba tonight. You know, like it was, you know, typical white girl stuff. Hey, Fancy is an absolute banger. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know a lot of Reba songs, but I know that one, and
Oh yeah, yeah,
that's a hot track. Like that's an
yeah.
absolute banger. So I'm cool with it. Totally okay with it. Um, the Shania idea would be pretty dope. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I guess. I feel like Post Malone would be pretty awesome at it too, though.
Yeah.
I think that would be sweet. Okay,
Dude, they
so
could rehash this year's halftime show like 5 more times with completely different songs, and it would work.
yeah, because they
Like
all have so
they have
many
that big of
different
a catalog, so
things to do. But um, yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But okay, we kind of already went through what the Bengals need to do. Um, the Rams. What about Beckham? I mean, what do you think what do you think will happen there? I'm guessing he's probably. I don't know that he's going to get re-signed. He's a free agent in
I
it.
don't know, man. All depends on how
Anyway,
his knee is. Didn't he tear his MCL, or they think he
or
tore
his
his MCL?
ACL, or his
I
ACL, I
mean,
believe.
and if he did that, man, I don't know. I mean, would you blame him for going out with his somewhat of his health and Super Bowl ring?
I don't know that he's
Probably
done,
have a
but
job on TV. How long
yeah,
has
I
he
don't.
been in the league? 6, 7?
Beckham on. But I don't know how Beckham would be on TV. I don't know how that would go.
He'd just be the sideline reporter for like 2 minutes. Like
I mean, he'd be fun to like look at. I mean, just because he's always got an interesting look
he
about
wouldn't be
him.
the main analyst on TV.
I did
He'd
hate
be the
that for him.
commentary guy.
I did hate that for him though. Um, yeah, just seeing him go down, I immediately knew what it was. I was like, oh, that's bad. And
Yeah, I was getting a refill on nachos. I missed where he went down.
I can't eat and watch something I'm interested in because I end up missing things. Like I can't watch a movie and eat because I find myself looking down instead of looking up. I tried to watch that movie Malignant last week, and the opening scene I missed it. I'm like, okay, I'm eating this beef lo mein, so I've got chopsticks and I'm doing this, and I'm like, wait, what happened? And I was like, okay, just pause it. I can't do this, you know. Which, by the way, have you seen that or heard of it?
Uh-uh.
It's a straight up goofy plot twist. I mean, it's a horror flick, but it's a straight up goofy plot twist. And but it was entertaining. I mean,
Is it
it was
like a M
entertaining.
Night Shyamalan plot
No, it's
twist?
gosh, what was his name? Like James Wan? I think it was. The guy who did like the Saw the Saw movies
Oh,
and
so okay.
The Conjuring, I believe. Which I like the Conjuring. I didn't care about the Saw movies, but it was entertaining.
I
It
can't
was.
even tell you the last Saw movie I watched. Might have been Saw 3, but I think they're up to like Saw 20.
I saw like the first and second, and the second one just grossed me out. So I was like, okay, I'm done. I don't want to be grossed out. Like get me with your storyline. Like get me with the storyline. I don't want to be like grossed out. Like you like try to scare me. Like even though I'm probably gonna like trip out because like that stuff I get into it. I enjoy that kind of stuff. But
So you probably didn't like Ash versus the Evil Dead, or it was just over the top gore.
well, that's just funny though.
Oh, okay.
Like they're not I liked Evil Dead. I loved Evil Dead just because it was just so like, but they're like doing it on purpose, you know.
Yes.
Saw just tries to like gross you out, like the girl falling and all the needles, like the syringes. Like
Yeah.
that's not like no, I don't want to see that. Like that just grosses me out. No, the Evil Dead stuff is the trip. I
Yeah.
mean, I dig it. It's like Kill Bill when she cuts off that chick's arm and just blood just goes everywhere, just paints the room. I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
No, big fan of that stuff. But no, if you're just trying to like gross me out, that's not going to do it for me. But as far as the Rams, whatever they need to do to improve, yeah, going back to sports, uh, but they got their ring. I mean, I feel they're doing the whole let's just win today and then we'll worry about tomorrow. And they did that. They got a Super Bowl. We'll see what happens. I would say try to keep a lot of those guys, but they're not going to be able to keep them all. And whatever you lose, try to replace it with somebody with a better value. We'll see what happens. But I mean, it was worth it no matter what they did. It's like when the Raptors went and got, um, I'm drawing a blank, Kawhi. Okay. Yeah, it's like when the Raptors went and got Kawhi a couple of years ago. It's like, who cares if he's a rental? We need to try. We're trying to win. We're trying to win a championship. They got the championship. He left right after. So what?
Yep.
We got a trophy now. We didn't have one before. Now we do. So good on the Rams. Hate that for Beckham. Hope he's hope he can recover. But what's the news on Burrow and his knee?
I
You
haven't
heard
seen
anything on that?
anything.
I haven't either.
The only thing I heard
I
is
feel
that
like we would have.
he denied anyone, or he turned away anybody from looking at his knee until the game was over. He said there's no way he's going to come out of that game. So I'm pretty sure his
Well,
leg could have been falling off, and he would have been carrying his other arm and limping out there.
probably so. Yeah, he wasn't coming out of that game. But I mean, I hope he's all right, man.
Yeah, I
It
think we
sounds like
would have
he is
heard
though. I feel
something.
like we would have heard something by now.
Yeah,
So who's the favorites going to be next year? We'll see what happens with the Bengals before I make a pick on that. But I feel like the Titans will be
dude,
back up there. I feel
it's
like
got to be
the
the Chiefs. It's got to be
Chiefs
the
and
Chiefs.
Bills.
If the Chiefs stay healthy, it's got to be the Chiefs.
Yeah, I would say the Chiefs. They're Vegas's favorite right
They've
now.
got to.
The NFC is going to look different, man. I mean, Aaron Rodgers might be gone.
I don't think he'll be gone. I think he's going to stay.
I don't know. Denver might be attractive. I mean, Denver went and hired the coach that he likes from Green Bay.
That's true.
Him and Devontae Adams as a package deal. If him and Devontae go to Denver, that could look pretty different. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, Green Bay is going to offer him the keys to the castle. So we'll see what happens there. I wouldn't be surprised if he leaves, but he could just be being Aaron Rodgers and being a diva, and then
it's gonna
getting
be
paid.
interesting because there's gonna be quite a bit of free agencies floating around. I mean, you got Dangerous out there. Who knows where he's gonna end up. And
Russ Wilson, I assume you're talking about.
Yes, Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I don't.
And
The NFC could look very
who knows
different.
where the hell's Garoppolo is gonna end up at. mean, and then who else we got? Is Carr? Does it look like they're going to sign him to an extension? Do they want to sign that guy to an extension? Okay, they should.
Who are they going to get?
I don't know.
Carr had
Nobody
a
in the
good year.
draft.
Carr had
Nobody.
a
They ain't
good
gonna
year.
get nobody in the draft.
No, this is a poor draft for quarterback.
What do you think about the? Have you seen? I mean, it's got to be fans, but throwing around the possibility of Jameis coming back to the Bucks.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna work. Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna work. I don't know that I would do that if I was Jameis.
No.
I mean, you don't have Sean Payton there anymore. And by the way, quick note: Tennessee is up 18 on Kentucky with 8:30 to go in the second half.
Yeah, Arkansas was trying to let Missouri back in the game, but they put
Arkansas does that.
They put the pedal
they're up 19.
the floor. Yeah,
I don't know that they're with 3:40 to play.
Well, they let it go down to about 10. So and they scrolled it back up.
Arkansas
to 19.
does that. That's just what they do sometimes. How many does Note have? Well, this Amude, I think, is what he's got 21. So
yeah, he had 2 threes in the first couple minutes. So
Jalen Williams got 11 and 11, 4 assists. Good on him. Right on, go Hogs. So they're up 16 now with 3:09 to play. So go Hogs, Woo Pig Suey. Which, by the way, shout out. We didn't get to do this. Shout out to the Hogs for beating the number 1 team in the country at Bud Walton Arena. That would be Auburn.
Yeah, that'd have been a fun game to be at. My coworker went. He said, "Man, it was deafening."
Yeah, that was one benefit of us not podcasting that day, is we got to watch that game in its entirety, and I was totally okay with that. And yeah, so go Hogs. Beat the number 1 team in the country at home. Turned around and lost a 1-point game at Alabama the following Saturday.
I wasn't shocked.
Yeah, I mean, Alabama's, they're no slouch.
No, they're much like the Hogs. They play up and down to their opponent's skill level. So
yeah, but they had won 9 in a row going into that.
And we should have had it, man. I mean,
I didn't see the game.
We should have easily had it. And Tony could have just, in the final 40 seconds, I think we had a possession down there, and he threw up a layup, got, he missed it, got an offensive rebound, and all he had to do was just give the ball to Jalen, which was standing 3 feet from him, and Jalen could have put up an easy 2-footer and got a basket, but instead I think he got it stripped or tied up or something. It was turnover. So
yeah, I missed it. I just saw the score.
And if we would have scored, that we would have been up by 3. So
yeah, that's how it goes, though.
Yeah, it's basketball.
It looks like they're taking care of business tonight, though. So getting back on the winning track, and top 25.
We still moved up in the rankings. So
time. And speaking of shooty hoops, thoughts on the James Harden Ben Simmons trade? So Harden's to the Sixers and Simmons with the Nets, and Durant picking Rudy Gobert over Harden, and when they were doing the All-Star picks, that was pretty good.
That was great, yeah.
Yeah, I did like how LeBron was just trying to cover his face.
Yeah, clipboard.
And then and he was like, "Yeah, I can't hide it."
Yeah,
that
from what
pretty good.
For everything you read, sounds like that's where Harden was wanting to go all along, and then you find out him and Durant disagree on offensive philosophies, and then of course you throw in the whole Kyrie factor, him only playing half the games when he's, at best, half the games.
Yeah, but Ben Simmons' fragile little ego is.
Well, hey, it's my turn to talk. You shush.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay. But yeah, who I could see Harden, definitely want to get out of that situation. But then you bring in Simmons. I don't know if I was KD, I don't know if I'd necessarily be excited about having Kyrie and Simmons both kind of little, I wouldn't say little, but both bring a little bit of drama with them. Distractions. Yeah, littles. Use that term lightly. Yeah, little distractions. But I don't know. I'd figure the Nets are in better shape. When you think, I mean, even though they just snapped their 12-game losing streak or some shit like that.
It was pretty bad. I mean, they've fallen off quite a bit. I'm about to look at the standings. It was.
Because
I don't want.
what's Philadelphia right now?
I'm trying to look it up. ESPN app is being a little fickle at the moment. Here we go. Philly's fifth. I mean, they're fifth in the East, 34 and 23, and that's just 2.5 games back of the top seed. Brooklyn is currently the 8th seed at 30 and 27. Their last 10 games, they're 0 and 10. The Nets. So
Yeah, I think they
and the
won last
Sixers are
night.
6 and 4. So
Uh,
Cleveland's still a bit of a surprise at 35 and 23, 2 games back for first in the East. So, and Phoenix is still just absolutely rolling. They're 9
yeah,
and 1 their last 10 games, 46 and 10 in the league. Warriors, they're just 7 and 3 in their last 10 games, but I mean 42 and 16, number 2 spot. You know, they're looking good, but
yeah.
I don't know, man.
Speaking of,
That's a headache in the Nets locker room.
yeah,
Those two guys,
speaking of
Kyrie and Ben Simmons. Hey, it's my turn to talk. Since
I,
we're gonna play that game. Since we're gonna play that game. Um, yeah, it was
I'm gonna put you on mute. How do you think about that?
whatever. But it was I don't know, man. You got a guy who couldn't take criticism from his coach, so he was just gonna sit out till he gets traded, Ben Simmons. And you got Kyrie, who's just his goofiness. Can't play half the games anyway. That's a weird locker. And I like me some Kevin Durant. I mean, I think he's the best player in basketball, but I mean, Kevin Durant's not an easy guy to deal with either, you know. He's got his fickle ways too. But I mean, you're still going to take Kevin Durant though any day of the week. Like
Hmm.
I'll deal with whatever issues he has. It's Kevin Durant, and they're not issues. Like but you know those two guys in particular, Simmons and Kyrie, that's one massive headache. So I mean, if I'm Kevin Durant, I can understand your beef with Draymond when you're there with the Warriors, and why you'd want out of that. But to go from that to what you're in this right now, it doesn't make a lot of sense on paper. But I don't know.
Or
Maybe
off of paper.
yeah.
It
I
just
mean,
don't make sense.
Simmons is a talented player, and if anything, he can free up some room for KD. I mean, it might work out. We'll see what happens. Because that's the thing. You got two scorers in Harden and KD. So, and there's only one basketball. Ben Simmons, you got a guy that can facilitate, and you got a guy that can score as well as anybody that's ever done it, and Kevin Durant. So it might work out. I mean, we'll see what happens, but I don't know. It's you're gonna see how it works in the locker room too. So
Yeah.
anyway, all
Well,
right.
speaking of
So
the, I'm gonna say, speaking of the old round ball, what do you think of LeBron's uh tweet about, hey, let's have a joint parade? Like, dude, what year is it? This is like,
I'll tell you what I thought about it. I tweeted about it today at Graham Z Powell.
yeah, you can't do that, LeBron. Come on, crap.
I guess he was in the moment. Um, yes, it says we Dodgers and Rams should all do a joint parade together with a live concert afterwards to end it. City of Champions. Congrats, Goat. Or okay, Rams. Congrats, Rams, once again. Um, I don't know. He's just trying to send out a tweet, I guess. But my response to that was, if you can see it, no, you can't.
Nah,
But yeah, it's not gonna happen. Too much white in there in the background. But I retweeted it with the response. The Lakers are 26-31. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, sure, have one for the Dodgers and the Rams, but you guys might want to sit this one out. It's not 2020 anymore. Yeah,
Oh, you ain't,
The
you ain't at
Lakers aren't even getting
Disneyland.
in.
Freaking.
Lakers aren't even getting in the playoffs right now. 26-31, ninth in the West, and 20 and a half games back out of first place. So, it was a goofy tweet, but LeBron has those.
Yeah,
So,
the man tried to patent Taco Tuesdays or trademark Taco Tuesdays. So
yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's a terrific player, but he's weird, man. But
who isn't?
that's fair. I'm pretty weird. But all right, so it's not gonna stop me from calling people weird,
That's fixed.
though.
If you're not weird, get away from me. I don't think we can hang out.
Yeah. It looks like Tennessee's going to take care of business against Kentucky up 65-48 with 6:16 to go in the second. Arkansas is 38 seconds away from a
They're up by
win over
21.
Missouri at Missouri. Yeah, up 74-55. Just going through the scores here, college basketball. Duke wins a 2-point game against Wake Forest at home. Texas beats Oklahoma in overtime. Man, okay, Providence gets their second loss of the season. Third loss of the season. Villanova beats them 89-84. Seeing Providence as the 8th seed, I mean, I remember seeing them, in the tournament all the time growing up, but I was like, wow, like
No.
not 8th seed, but, number 8 team in the country. That was a little surprising. Although there's a lot of parity in college basketball. Doesn't necessarily matter how big your school is. It matters, but not as much as it once did. But all right. All right, those are some college hoop scores. Looks like we about covered everything. What is there going on this weekend, and what do we have going on this weekend?
I would guess that there's basketball going on this weekend. I don't know. When are we playing? Who are we playing this weekend?
I have no idea. I've not checked anything. I've
Yeah, other
told
than
you what
that,
I've
I
been
mean,
working on. All my free time is gone to, so I
yeah,
have not looked at any of that. Just kind of been watching stuff as I go. Me in particular, I'll be going to Texarkana Saturday. I think I have to work like Friday, and then I'm going to Texarkana Saturday because I'm running the Run the Line half marathon Sunday morning, starting on the Texas side of Texarkana, going through on the Arkansas side of Texarkana, and then finishing up on the Texas side of Texarkana, which I'm always team Arkansas over Texas, but as far as Texarkana goes, the Texas side is definitely my favorite of those two. But
yeah,
that'll be what I'm doing this weekend. And as soon as I run that, I'm going to come home and then, get ready to go to work the next day. Yay.
yeah. Well, this weekend I don't really have a whole lot planned. It does look like the Hogs will be playing Tennessee on Saturday, so that will be
Oh, that'll be a
must
good
see
game.
TV.
What
Yeah,
time is it, though?
That's at 3 o'clock. So
Uh,
you should be done with your jog
no, that's
by
on
that time.
Sunday. I'll,
Oh well,
yeah. So I don't
never
know if
mind.
I'm gonna try to get there early though, and maybe I'll get to watch the game. Yeah, hopefully I can go ahead and get my packet picked up by then, and then head back to the room, and then just
Other than
watch
that, I
TV.
mean, well, I guess the front's moving in, so I don't know if I'll get to play golf this weekend or not. But the weather says, hey, yeah, I might be playing golf Saturday and Sunday. Looks like it might be close to 60. So
Oh wow. Yeah, it is supposed to be good weather on Sunday. Like it's I think it's supposed to start in like the 30s and then get up to the 60s. So we'll see about how my running gear goes. Because my last half marathon it was 18 degrees out last month in January. It was January 20th, I believe, in Conway. So yeah, it was 18 degrees at the start, ended up being like in the high 20s at the finish. Still very cold. But I had like 4 layers on up top, so I was nice and warm. But it'll be a lot nicer. It sounds like this this weekend.
Does
Worst
anybody
I
run
ever
those
had.
things with a blanket?
No, like I mean, I have winter running gear. I mean,
Oh
it's
yeah, I
like,
have winter golf gear too.
yeah,
You don't
I
want to be
mean,
swinging with a whole bunch of bulk. You want to be as slim as possible.
yeah, I don't when I'm running. I'm totally cool with being just all sorts of bundled up. But as long as my chest and all that is warm, I'll be fine. My legs don't really get cold, although I still got the leggings on and all that stuff. But yeah, so that'll be what I'm doing this weekend. But looks like we rolled through everything sports wise. Sorry we weren't with you guys last week, but had a lot going on. COVID hit my family a little bit, so um, everybody's good now. So yeah, we'll get episode 16 back to you on Tuesday, this time next Tuesday. So it's been fun. It's been good to be back. Episode 16, Shoe
Oh
Booty
yeah.
Sports, again presented by Rhino Races. Visit rhinoraces.com for details. And remember to check us out on Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts. And also hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel. Also follow us on Twitter at Shoe Booty Sports. We have some interesting tweets and, if anything, retweets from time to time. So from Graham Powell to Bradley Brown, till next time. Deuces.
See you.